Okay, so I've been editing this video for a while now, and we really dive deep. Like, we dive deep, share a lot of, like, really personal secrets that I really haven't told many people, like, in my life, and now I'm putting it on the internet, so I just kind of wanted to come here and say I really hope you guys enjoy this video, but I also hope you listen and hear it with an open heart and an open mind, even if you don't share the same beliefs. Obviously, that's totally cool, but Mela, unnecessary. But this is just my spiritual path and Vicky's spiritual path that we want to share with you. I do hope you enjoy because I do want to integrate much more spirituality into the channel. But I just need to come here and like have a quick moment because like I'm a little stressed and a little nervous. But some things we talk about are a little far left. I will definitely admit that. That's kind of my comfort zone, to be honest. But if you're just not open to the possibilities of other things, I would just kind of prefer you didn't watch the video. If you're like open and you're excited and you want to learn more and hear more, then like absolutely welcome, enjoy, let's have some fun. But we really dive deep, we really talk a lot, and we really, you know, let all the secrets fly. So I just wanted to give that little disclaimer, but I hope you guys enjoy, and I'm doing a terrible job at removing the stigma to spirituality by like adding this. But it's just how I'm feeling. I'm a little nervous, so I just want to talk about it, and let's get started.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Megan Victoria. My name is Megan. I'm a pro hair and makeup artist, and I put out 2 videos a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You may notice we have a special guest. This is Vicky. We're going to be doing a spiritual get ready with me, just chatting all about our spirituality, our journeys, all that good stuff. But I want to introduce my special guest, so take it away.
Yeah, so I am Vicky or Victoria, so we're Victoria Square today.
Oh my god!
So Victoria Square today, we're going to be talking about spirituality, astrology, tarot, kind of like the pros and cons of like getting into that. So I actually do tarot and astrology readings on my own. So me and Megan actually met in an interesting way. So we're going to be talking about that and kind of going through what all the spiritual stuff is about and like how she got into it, how I got into it, how we got into each other, how we became V squared.
Love that.
The Victorias!
So if you guys want to hear more about that, just keep on watching as well. We are doing a video on Vicky's channel where she's going to be reading my astrology and natal charts and all those like fun things. So if you guys want to hear more about our spiritual journeys and see how we get these fabulous makeup looks, then please just keep on watching. Oh my god, you really went for it.
Virgo.
I'm a Virgo.
Yesterday someone was like, I was so embarrassed, like I was at a fucking like cafe, and this guy comes up and he's like, your winged eyeliner is perfect. I'm like, thanks, I'm a Virgo. Like, and he just like walked away from me.
I am a Virgo. Oh my god, that's so funny. No.
He just looked at me, I was like, you don't know what the fuck that means. I just
thinks I'm a Virgo.
Like, I meant to be like, that means a lot to me. I'm a Virgo. I'm a perfectionist. Like,
yeah, like,
thanks,
I really tried.
that.
I appreciate the recognition, and you're just like
thanks, I'm a Virgo. Like, what the fuck did you expect? Like, of course my winged eyeliner is fucking perfect. Like,
that's amazing.
Do you have an intro? Are we introing your channel?
I just do the intro at the end.
Okay.
Because then I like know what the video is actually about.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and like usually you're also put together and you're like, welcome.
Makes fucking sense. I was like, hi, this is me. I guess because I'm not doing makeup, like you have to intro at the end.
Because I'm like, this is what the fuck we're doing. Yeah, definitely, but also like because I know myself personally, like I start a makeup look and it's gonna be this, and by the end it's this, and it's nothing to do with the concept that I started with. So then I'm like, I've done it before where I'm like, say we're gonna do like a really soft, beautiful spring look, and then by the end we're like a fucking drag queen going to the club. And I'm like, fresh.
Have like
I'm gonna do like a little smoky green action.
I got like the bad boy. Like,
oh,
her.
Oh. Well then,
her.
maybe we're actually gonna just.
We got her twin sister. That's her sister.
Oh my
that's
god,
fucking
these are like
abused.
so cotton candy. Maybe I'm just gonna go apeshit on my face.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay,
we'll just we did drugs and then did makeup that day.
Okay, we're doing makeup and talking about spiritual shit. We're doing a spiritual like talk through. We're gonna ask questions.
questions and answer them, and Mel's gonna step on her makeup.
We're gonna have green paws all over this fucking place. Absolutely not. Mela, only stuff in rose gold. No.
Literally. Don't touch her things.
Okay.
All too many colors.
We're gonna do makeup. Vicky has some like dope fucking palettes, so we're gonna use those. I'm putting those all over my face.
I don't know how to neutral. It's like, I'm on Megan's channel and I don't know how to fucking neutral.
Basically, we're gonna just start playing makeup and we're gonna chat about spiritual shit along the way. And it's gonna be fun and dope and I'm excited. And yep.
Yeah, so pretty much, obviously you guys are on Megan's channel, so we know that she's a makeup artist. And me and her actually met like at a tarot class thing, and then I do astrology and tarot, so that's kind of like the vibe we're gonna go for today. And I'm gonna pretend like I know how to do makeup when I absolutely don't.
I just want to use color.
I'm just like, I'm a professional. I know
No,
exactly
you're gonna be
what
like
I'm
the
doing.
fucking perfectionist over here, and I'm gonna like, and just some fucking shit over here, and some other shit.
We're blending 2 shades on the hand, and then we're slowly dabbing it in with the beauty blender.
Oh my god! Like I'm a beauty guru.
Yeah, like what I watched enough YouTube to know what's going on.
I'm just so wild. Like what a fun freaking palette.
Okay, guys, so like we're gonna be using this palette, which is the Morphe 35B, which is like my.
I've never used a Morphe palette.
You've never used a Morphe palette?
No. Ooh, yours looks flawless. That's a good match.
She did it. I don't know what a match. And then we're gonna use her busted sister, maybe the busted chocolate milk palette that I've had for like a million years. Where do you put this? Put this on my hand. Where do I dump? We're gonna dump this. I don't think I just like shake this onto my face.
That could look really interesting. Ah!
Thanks. Bam! It was $100 with the powder. You gonna do the questions?
Oh yeah. I can't focus on doing my eyes.
Such a Virgo. I'm like, okay, we gotta do the questions. I did the foundation. I did this. I baked. Now we gotta do the questions.
And I was like, oh, colorful thing. Distracted.
Okay, so let's talk about how we met. So I can say kind of like my perspective, and then you can say your perspective if you want. We'll join it in.
True.
I don't know how to like filter and not be fully real, so like I guess we can just cut things
Oh
out.
god, just fucking say whatever you want.
So what was I doing? I was just kind of on a emotional roller coaster of life. And my mom bought me actually like a tarot class, and she's like, you gotta go to this tarot class, like it's important, like you're gonna like it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, like fine, I'll go, whatever. She's like, I already paid for it, like just go.
That's guilt.
Exactly. And I was like,
fuck.
Alright, shit, like I gotta go now, whatever.
Yeah.
So like went to this like tarot class, and like first day that I don't even remember the first day, I'm not gonna lie, like I don't remember the first day.
I don't remember shit.
At some point, I think we had to do like little tarot readings for each other, and I think it was like me, Megan, and another girl. And me and Megan were just constantly like, going through the toughest situations in our life.
We
where
just
it's,
like fucked up tarot
coming out like busted as fuck to the classes, but like what? I just had a really rough week, and just, like I had a really rough week too. And like if you guys know anything about tarot, like there's 4 different suits, and like the swords are really talking about anytime you're going through like hardship or like a mental struggle or like just. It's not a positive necessarily reading, and it's like every single time we were doing a reading, it was like swords,
Devil.
swords, like
Tower.
yeah, like destroy, like everything's exploding, everything's like coming apart, and we're just like, yeah, everything's great, like yeah, we're just doing this shoot today.
So, like, misery loves company.
Pretty much just went on from there, and then like I just kept doing like tarot stuff, and
we just like would walk into class and be like, okay, so what's the struggle this week? How's the boy? How's the fucking devil? How's it going? Like, devil, not like calling anyone a devil, but like the devils in our lives, the habits and addictions and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it was just kind of like dark time, I think, for both of us, and
But we had
cool,
fun during it.
Yeah, like honestly,
What are
it
you
was
struggling
good.
with
Like,
this time?
yeah, it was like kind of just an emotional support group. It was fucking Psychopaths Anonymous.
Basically.
Okay, what am I gonna go for? I'm not. Okay, I said I was doing green originally, so I'm gonna stick by what I said. I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, me too.
Because like you said green and now you're in pink, so I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with a little tight, little zaddy. It was like your perspective of meeting me and like thing.
Pretty much what you said, but yeah, I was like going through the thick of my breakup, and you know, I am very much like, I like to research shit, and so I was researching like what you go through when you're going through a breakup, and a lot of the things were like, take a class, you know, try something new, and I've been in spirituality for a long ass fucking time, and I always like wanted to take a tarot class, but this was kind of the push to be like, go fucking try it out, see what's up. And then yeah, same as what you said, we pretty much got partnered up at some point, and then it just became a thing.
Was that your first time like delving into spirituality, where it's like you actually went and like did something that was a class, or had you done
it was
like
my
a class?
first time doing, yeah, like a workshop. Like I've been doing like spiritual shit like since I was 10, and that's when I got like my first like card reading done, and very much was like, oh fuck, I'm home. Like this, it was an amazing feeling. And then it was very much like I researched the shit out of everything and tried different forms of divination and was like, see what I like. And so I've been doing like oracle cards since I was like 10.
Wow.
And yeah, so I've been doing it a long fucking time. I never really got into tarot because my mentor was always like, you have such like a really pure angelic kind of soul, and if you go with the dark side, you know, you're gonna get kind of pulled in. Like she's like, don't do it until you're ready. So
do you think tarot's the dark side?
I don't now. Looking back, I think she was pretty into dark shit.
Oh, okay.
And so I think she was a little bit almost like overprotective of me, like in a weird way.
Yeah.
But like I look back now and I'm like, oh yeah, she really was into dark shit. Like she was definitely a darker personality, and she was always very intense, but that's what I really liked about her, because I felt like she had that like really like witchy kind of vibe where I was just like, ooh, you're like dark and like you're magic-y, right? Especially when you're like friggin' 14, because basically when I was 10, I like went to a little spiritual store. My mom like got like an e-blast or some shit, probably, because back in the day there was no Facebook. And it like opened up in our like small ass town, and like what are the odds?
Oh, where were you living then? Like
it's called Waterdown.
So is that in Ontario?
Yeah, it's like kind of by Burlington.
Oh, okay, cool.
But it's like such a small town. Like we didn't even have like a Walmart back then, but let alone now we have like a spiritual store. Like it was such a weird thing. But my mom took me, and it was literally like I walked in, I was just like, oh, I'm home. Like it felt so right. And like I had always had like crazy like third eye experiences when I was little. I don't really remember too much of it, but my mom like remembers, you know, me running in the bathroom being like, this man's chasing me, and she's like, there's no man in our kitchen. Like,
oh fuck.
Yeah, so like all that kind of crazy shit. So when I like went there, I was like, oh, my life makes sense now. Like it was a really kind of really beautiful experience. And then I was like, I need to learn everything. Everything. And like the big thing was I was like learned about like crystal children, and that was like my like kryptonite for a long time. So I researched the fuck out of crystal children, because I was just like, yep, this makes sense, everything makes sense. My mom's like an indigo friggin' warrior, and I'm a crystal child, this all makes sense to me. But yeah, that was like me kind of getting into it, and then I just never really like, did anything with it besides like teaching myself and learning different shit, until like I was like, I'm in the city, I should like do things because this is the place to do it.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Like for me, it was more like when I was really young, I was really into crystals. Like I never was like, I'm gonna research and get into it, because like when I was 6 years old, like I just started getting into crystals. And I remember like there was like a whole event here in one of the museums where it was all about like King Tut and Egypt, and I went to that, and like you could do like an archaeology thing where there was like, it was really a little stupid for kids and whatever, but like it was like a bunch of sand, and you had to like dig it up and like find the artifacts and shit. And I was like, oh, this is sick, like this is my life, like I'm doing this, whatever. Like I wanted to be an archaeologist, and I didn't know like what like the spiritual side of crystals. I just really liked, like they're so cool, like how is this naturally coming from earth, like what is this shit. So years flew by and I was still really into it, but like my mom kind of like, I guess was similar, like the girl that you, or like the lady that you visited, where she was like kind of didn't want me to get into it because I guess she had had some like darker energy experiences when she was younger and was like, I don't want to get my kid involved with this shit, like, you know, and she kind of got scared of it and she shut herself down from it, and then
I know, it's so hard to come back from that.
Yeah, so she started coming back from that and she started getting really into crystals. I was like, Mom, why are you copying me? Like, I'm into crystals. Like,
get your own interest.
But she really like pursued it heavily, and then, you know, she ended up working at like a crystal store as well, whereas actually where we did the class, and then she kind of pushed me into that, and it really just reopened everything, where I was like, okay, like I was always into astrology, I was always into crystals, I was always into everything, and I had a lot of knowledge, but it wasn't something where I went into it like balls to the wall. Like, yeah, I had heard about indigo children and stuff like that, but I hadn't really been like, oh, we're just gonna really go in and explore this. I was just like, it is what it is, like, whatever. So yeah, after that it just became kind of something that was like my regular thing, and like, I don't know, like, did you ever get to a point where you like wanted to stop, or like did you ever get like made fun of or have a weird experience with it where you're like, you felt the need to not talk about it? Like, what made you feel like comfortable talking about it like now?
I feel like now it's just become a little bit more mainstream, because like when I was like in grade school, like it definitely was not very fond, like people, I was in a Catholic school, right, so that made a huge fucking difference.
True.
So I would be sitting there like bringing my crystal healing rod to school that I just made in a workshop, in like, you know, grade 6.
Yeah.
And these fucking kids would like roof my shit into this fucking look right now. This is fucking dope, this color shit. But yeah, they would fucking do that, and I'd be like, the fuck? And then I spent like grade 7 and 8 with there was this tree, and his name's Albert, and that's where I'd spend my recesses, because no one really, like, I didn't have any friends. I was in a really small like class, and like I just didn't fuck with anyone. Like, I didn't want to, and it didn't naturally happen. So I literally sat by this tree all the fucking time.
That's crazy.
I didn't think of myself as that weird. I just didn't really want to be with people. I didn't feel myself like awkward in social situations. I just was like kind of choosing to be on it. Like I didn't feel like I belonged in my school and anything, so I just kind of ignored all of that, and yeah.
That's crazy.
But when I was like, I was saying this actually yesterday, but I ran into those kids who like fucking roofied me. Fuck.
Shit just turned left. Like,
they roofed my shit, right? And the one guy was like, I have dreams about it sometimes. He's like, I am so sorry. And I was like,
wow.
Damn.
Well,
but it's true.
They
like fucking would roof my like crystals, my crystal healing
rod.
I'd be
fucking pissed.
Dude, I know, and I don't do conflict, so I was just like, my life is sad. Like, what more can I say about it? So
yeah, like I never really felt like I talked to anyone about it. It was just like, because I didn't get the spiritual stuff, where it was like, I just like crystals, so this is what we're doing now. Like, and I just collected them, and like people would be like, "Oh, you collect rocks." I'm like, "Yep, I collect rocks. This is what I do. This is my hobby. Like, I'm about it." Like, I didn't really have like a, but I also wasn't like super bringing them into school and stuff like that. Like, it was just something
I was
where
such a fucking showboat kid. Like, I didn't realize it back then, but looking back, like, I would show off all my shit. I thought it was like so cool.
That's dope.
And I was probably a little attention seeking, because that's who I am as well, and would like sit with all my shit like out at recess and do my oracle cards. But the Catholic school did not like it. And I spent a lot of time in the principal's office.
Which, like,
I spent a lot of time in the principal's office.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah, like, cause it's weird. It's like I had a different path where it's like I was interested in things that like make sense. Like, I was really into just regular card decks. I liked fucking Pokemon cards. I liked Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like, anything that was like a card and magic related, like animes. And I was like, this is so cool. Like, I was always really like resonating with people that like in a show would utilize cards to do like magic and things like that. But I didn't really think about it. Like, I don't know, like, I knew about tarot and I knew about everything, but it's not something where I, like, really thought about it thoroughly, but...
Well, that's super interesting.
Yeah.
Recording?
Yeah. Yeah, it's recording. I'm
such
sure.
a fucking grandma, like, are you there?
Yeah. Okay, so I was just saying, kind of like, what were we talking about? Intuition, tarot... Okay, so I found like when I started doing like tarot a lot and I started really like utilizing that and just gaining confidence where it's like I'm not thinking about what I'm saying, I'm just kind of word vomiting and it's coming out and I'm confident that it's coming out, right?
Yeah.
I found that like that really like sharpened my intuition. So I was wondering like if you doing tarot for yourself or for others, or you know, utilizing some kind of means, like has that sharpened your intuition and has that ever got you out of like a sticky situation, like a weird vibe?
Okay, yeah, no, I so get that. I think we all go through that, like, you know when you're like in that teenage stage where you're like untouchable?
Yeah.
When I was doing tarot, I would fucking yell off shit and I was always right. Like, I will point this out. My intuition was like on fire and I would just like word vomit to people and do their readings any which way, and now I'm so different because I really think I struggle with, is it intuition, is it ego, is it fear? Like, and kind of delving between all of those has gotten so much more difficult for me because when I was little, friggin' would just rhyme off like, you're going on a trip and you're doing this and
like you had no fear of like
I had no fear, and I just like would say the craziest shit, but I was always right. People were like, oh my god, remember when you read for me like 6 months ago? Oh my god, everything you said happened, blah blah blah. And you kind of like, you're like, oh shit, like I know I used to be really good at things and now I just feel like I just deal with so much anxiety now that has really taken over. And I think as we like talked about like even on Friday or whatever, like that is huge for my spiritual path, and like trusting myself is gonna be such a challenge and a journey going forward. But still there's definitely moments where I'm like, my intuition is so on point, and like I think that just comes like naturally, like with practicing your spirituality and everything, and like kind of realizing the synchronicity of events, because there are times where like my intuition's on point and I'm like, this is a bad person, this is a bad situation, I gotta get out of here, or like it's just a gut feeling. But I just wouldn't say like it comes necessarily from tarot at this moment. I would love for it to. And even when I read my tarot, that's probably why I find it so comforting, is I usually have intuitive feelings, but then I need that like reassurance, and that's what I feel like the cards give me. That reassurance of like, yeah, what you're thinking is correct, or like, you're not crazy. And I'm like, great, love that for me.
Yeah, like I find like for me at first it was like I really had a tough time where I couldn't stop reading for myself. Like I was just like reading for myself and reading for myself reading for myself, and it's like it got to a point where I was like, okay, like I need to just like step down a little bit, because I may be like reading myself in a really biased way where it's like I found like another person that like is a practitioner, she has her own thing, but like me and her like just go back and forth, and I can like really trust her, and I know like she's gonna be unbiased, because we don't really like, we're friends but we don't really know that much about each other,
and that
makes
like, a huge difference, because when you're reading yourself and you know your own shit, oh my god, you're skewing your reading every fucking time. You're like, but like it could mean this, and obviously it means this, and that's what I definitely mean about like ego too, and it happens subconsciously. Like sometimes you can be consciously being like, yeah, but this could mean this, so it's fine. But at the same time, like I think there is subconscious influences where you do try and kind of make the cards go a certain way.
A mirror and myself.
What tarot card best resonates with you? I like that one. Okay, you first.
Okay, so what tarot card? Oh, I really love the Hangman. Like that's my favorite card. You don't like the Hangman? I love the Hangman.
That's a lot of responsibility.
It is a lot of responsibility.
Like, I don't know about that.
But I just really like it. Like for me, it's definitely talking a lot about like taking some time back, taking some time to yourself, connecting in with yourself, like going inward. Like the inward journey is something I'm cool with. Like it's not always the easiest thing to do, but I don't know, something about that. I'm a Virgo too, so it's like I don't mind.
I know, I kind of like, I can
going
see
inside and like talking about that and thinking about that. Like that doesn't, I have no fear when it comes to like looking inside. I think for a lot of people, like their own thoughts is really scary. But for me, I'm like cool with it. So that's kind of like, I like that. That's kind of my card that I like.
I like that. I always feel really happy when I see like a Queen of Wands. Definitely.
Queen of Wands, yeah. Fire energy for sure.
Yeah, and just like that boss ass bitch that gives me like a lot of happiness. But I get the Magician a lot, and I love the Magician because I'm just like, yeah, I can manifest, I can do my thing. Like I feel very like empowered and like in control. Taurus. Like, but I think like I definitely love that. I don't get that very often, but I do like it a lot.
Magician?
I do. I feel happy. I get it a fair bit, but I always get negative cards just because it's always like, deal with your shit, and you're like, but can I just like not, and like, let's just manifest things. And it's like, you know, clear out your space if you want to manifest things. I'm like, but I don't want to clear it.
That's so true. I always think about it like you have to just get everything off your plate.
Yeah, because you don't have room.
Yeah, you don't have room. Like, that's for sure. One that I've been getting a lot. What card have I been getting a lot? I haven't really, honestly, I haven't been getting one where it's like, this happens a lot to me lately. It's been just like a lot of different stuff. But for me lately, it's the last tarot reading where I got something. It was like, focus on one thing at a time. Because I'm not good at that. Like, I'm good at a million things at once and like a million jobs and a million like responsibilities. And it's like, okay, cool. And then I focused more on like one thing that week, and like I got a whole bunch of opportunities that were like all over the place. And I was like, bye, see you later. Like, I'm gonna go do that now. Like, just did a whole bunch of random stuff instead. So I don't know. I feel like it's hard for me to just stick to one thing. Like, I get so bored.
Yeah, I totally resonate with that. Do you have a card that you like fear, or like it comes up and you're just like, fuck you, universe?
The King of Cups. The King of Cups and the King of Cups
a lot lately, actually.
The King of Cups and the King of Swords. Those two guys are,
I get those a lot, actually.
As a female or as somebody that is like interested in men or has a lot of male energies kind of in their life, that is
you're just like, fuck off.
That's a red flag for me. Like, if I see that card, and like, even when I'm doing readings for other people, like, it's definitely to me talking about like an abusive person, an alcoholic person. If it's coming from like the King of Cups energy, like, to me that's
I've been talking about a lot of my France situation. I keep pulling like, well, it's the Father of Cups in that deck, but which is the King of Cups, and I'm just like,
yeah, it's definitely talking about like abuse. Like, if it isn't like an addictive abuse, which it definitely can be, most of the time for me, like, it's definitely talking about someone that's like emotionally abusive, like emotionally manipulative. When it comes to the King of Swords, then to me that's talking about more of like an Aquarius. Like, the King of Cups would be more talking about, yeah, like a Pisces energy.
Fucking
for me,
Pisces.
just because Pisces are very Neptunian, and like sometimes they like, you know, to drink and do drugs and stuff like that. And it's not exclusively to Pisces. Like, I don't want to shade anyone and be like, I'm a Pisces.
No shade to Pisces, like, except all the shades of Pisces.
But yeah, like, it's the tendency when you're ruled by Neptune. The Neptune is kind of the planet of like drugs and alcohol. Like, that is what represents that. So it's like being ruled by that. Water signs in general have a tendency to like lean on drugs and alcohol. So it's like when I see the King of Cups, that to me is already like saying that, or like I saying emotionally abusive, because cups are representing like emotion. So yeah, those two I don't like. And then yeah, like King of Swords being like more of an Aquarius energy, so more like manipulative through thought, manipulative through social groups, manipulative through like social media and like that kind of stuff. And like, I don't like to see, for a personal reading, I don't like to see that for anybody. Like, and it's hard. Like, I think that's the hardest part as a reader, or like just telling people shit you know they don't want to hear is really hard. To be like, okay, we're gonna like, I'm gonna tell you this now, and don't kill me. Like, yeah, thankfully everyone's been very receptive. Like, and I think that's where you're talking about like the insecurities and stuff. It's like, because you don't want to hurt people, and you don't want to tell them like, yeah, you're fucking up really bad, and like, it's hard because it's like,
I would so agree, because rarely, no offense to humans, but rarely do we have good shit. Like, it's like, everyone has demons, and most of the time if someone's asking you for a reading or asking you for guidance,
they're going through shit.
Yeah, it's not usually like, oh my god, everything's so wonderful, so like, can you just, you know, so blow more smoke on my ass. It's like, usually there's things that are going wrong, and it's hard, especially like when your friends ask you for readings, or like, oh yes, I so get that.
Just a question, what do you think about like spirituality and like style, and like, has it influenced your style at all, or like, what do you feel about kind of like the vibe where
oh
like,
my god,
you gotta dress this way?
Definitely. Like, in high school I used to wear just like sarongs to school, like literally just that, with like beads in my hair. Like, I went through a really hippie phase, like really hippie. I've always looked at like clothes and fashion like as dress up. Yeah, I've never kind of really felt a certain way about things. Like, I've only come into my own style and my own vibe in the last couple years. Okay. But like, as a kid, I was wore crazy shit, absolutely. You know, when you're like cheetah print matches rainbow and polka dots and everything, right? Like kids do, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I was just like such a sports kid, so I was always in uniform. So in high school, I remember like I did like I definitely went through my like sexy black leather phase. I liked that too.
Yes,
but I always like looked at everything like dress up. Like
Yeah.
I never kind of took it seriously.
Yeah.
Now I'm more like on brand, and I feel like that's kind of also like a choice. And I never was girly growing up, so now I've like made up for my entire life of being a girl in the last like 3 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like pink everything. When meanwhile I would never fucking be that when I was little. But like I totally went through a hippie phase, like where I was in full like just sarongs, beads, crystals, necklaces. Like I was so witchy and like would just wear like long skirts, cloaks, big hats. Oh yeah.
Seriously? What?
I've done every style.
I need to see this, Megan.
Like, oh yeah, I can show you for sure. But wearing sarongs is like my shit, and I'd again be in the office. I spent a lot of my fucking school life in the principal's office. Like a lot.
I mean, yeah, especially if you're in like a Catholic school, that's like I think super hard for like the people that are like the people growing up that are into the kind of like spiritual stuff, and not only not being accepted by like their own peers,
so in this
but,
like conformed like
yeah, people are like, oh, you're a witch. I'm like, I'm not a witch. Like I'm not into dark magic. I'm not into black magic. I don't like putting spells on people. Like I don't like to do like things like that. I'm like, I'm a light worker, and it's kind of hard to like explain that, where it's like everyone just assumes like it is what it is, and like you probably do like evil shit, or like, oh, I don't want to fuck with her. And it's like, I guess. But like, what do you think? So you went through that. So like, what kind of got you to the spot where you are now, where you're like very like your brand is like beige and nudes and like.
I know, it's kind of strange. It really is.
Like, what got you there, like from A to B?
I gotta think about that, because yeah, I've definitely gone through all of it, but like I'm super like happy in the place I am now. Like I love my rose schools, I love my nudes,
Yeah.
and I always think I do have a little bit of like a boho vibe in everything I do.
Totally.
Like it's never fully glam,
Yeah.
but it's definitely got huge glam element to it. So yeah, that's really interesting. I can't really think of like how, because I also did all the hair colors. Like I had bright red hair.
Really?
Yeah, like I went through all of it, man. Like definitely. That's what I mean. Like when people see my style, they have no idea the person I am based on like that perception. Because they're like, I have such a basic bitch style, but I think it's because I never did basic. So now I'm like almost settling into this like, I love anything super basic. Like I love it so much.
That's crazy.
But yeah, like I definitely did all the hair colors. I had the bright red hair. I did the dip dye shit. I did like feather extensions. I did tinsel hair. Like fuck, I did it all. And then same with clothes. Like I was always into so many different things and colors and patterns. And I just feel like, yeah, like I never did basic, so now I'm doing that. Cause like I even did like my metal phase. Like I would like. I know it's hard to believe, but like I had I probably still have them actually. I have this pair like of shorts in my like closet that are like black shorts. You know when you like dip dye shorts and like you make your denim shorts?
Yeah.
They're black shorts that I bleached fucking skull like hip bones on, and they're studded the fuck out. And I used to like wear that shit with a black bra to like metal shows and fucking be headbanging like the fuck out of shit. Like,
that's crazy.
That's what I mean. Like I like feel like I just haven't done basic yet, so now I'm just enjoying my basic life.
Yeah, like I would have never thought. Like it's crazy because it's like
I've done everything.
I feel like your personality is like really like out there and you're really fun and you do a lot of like crazy stuff, but then it's like I never would have like thought that in like just by basing it off of like what your brand is now, like the fact that you're like in this like nude lifestyle.
No, it's so true. And like even now my wardrobe is so much more simple, and like I just also feel like for me my whole clothing now is for events. Like that's the only time I really leave my house. I don't have like a day-to-day work outfit, whatever. I fucking live in yoga pants and sweatpants, and I live in sports clothes.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of how it is for me. But how about you with your spirituality and style?
Well, yeah, okay, so same. Like I as a kid also did like I went through a lot of phases. Like I've been, like when I was telling you earlier, like I was vegan and vegetarian when I was about 10 years old till like 18. So like
you did for a while, okay.
Yeah, I was for a long time.
I did for like a year.
Yeah, I was veg for a long time, and then like vegan for 4 years, but like veg for like 10. So I was like that for a long time. So then I was very into like revolution, and like we're going to the G8 summit, like fucking protest, and like fuck
so you
the
did like an
government.
activist.
I was a full activist, like full like. I still think very much that way.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I still definitely like I believe in that like 100%. I just kind of got a little disheartened when I was like, I'm gonna protest and like nothing's gonna change and like nothing's gonna make a difference, and like that kind of was like a little defeating. But in that phase, I was very like, yeah, kind of more like this thing, which is my mom's. I were more like this and like more like hippied out kind of vibe stuff, and like everything was more kind of that.
We're gonna have to put pictures. We're gonna have to insert pictures
as
we're talking.
I have all that, and
I know.
I went through before that, when I was in grade 8, I went through like a ghetto phase. I went through a tomboy phase.
I went through a ghetto phase. Oh my god, I went through a really ghetto phase.
Went through a ghetto phase, went through hip hop phase, went
scene
through
kid?
rock. Oh, I was a straight up scene kid.
Yep,
Yeah, like
did that for a
straight
little
up
bit.
scene kid.
I was
All black. But I'm more kind of still like that now, where it's like I'm this year I'm like I'm incorporating colors into my wardrobe, and like I'm wearing a white shirt and like jeans. But like normally it's like black. I wear a lot of black. I love black. I like leather dress kind of aesthetic. But it's like I just change. I just can't stick to like one aesthetic forever. Like I have like sparkly glitter boots and like glitter or like Timberland boots and fucking like different. I can't. Like my thing is like it's hard for me to like do basic outfits. Like I don't have like basic clothes. Like this was the first white shirt I've ever bought, I think, in the last like I don't know how. No, I don't want to say ever. Like the last white shirt I bought was for work because like I had to have a white shirt on. But I don't know. Like I don't like the idea that like if you're a light worker or whatever, you have to look like this aesthetic.
Yeah, I totally.
That makes me uncomfortable.
I totally agree.
Sometimes where I'm doing stuff, it's like I always wear black, and people are like, "Oh, you're a witch." It's like because you're wearing black. It's like just because I want to wear black clothes doesn't mean that I'm like an evil entity.
Yeah,
where I'm, like,
and I
praising
don't need
demons,
to be like covered in crystals and covered in tattoos and covered in this. Like, yeah, like spirituality is such like your own path, and I don't think it needs so much fucking. Yeah, I so agree.
Yeah, and like I'm cool. Again, everyone does whatever they want, and I'm totally cool with everyone expressing themselves. I just don't want I don't like the judgment for not like
that like on
having
me.
the spirit life. Like
spirit life. It's so true. And like, how do you? Oh, this is actually a good one. Like, okay, so both of us naturally got into it at a young age.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't on purpose or whatever. But how do you feel with like people like? It's so fucking trendy to be spiritual now, and that's almost why I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because it's something that's been so fucking true to who I am, but it's now so performative.
Like, cool.
It's performative spirituality. Like, I'm gonna sage the negative shit, JK, I am the negative shit. Like, growth is such an uncomfortable thing.
Yeah.
And it's just talked about so lightly, and it really pisses me off. It's actually something that I get pretty passionate about.
I feel that, like, it's weird, like, for sure, because the other day I was looking up stuff for, like, I do tarot, like, I do not only tarot, but I do, like, people's natal charts and astrology readings and stuff, and I was looking up...
channel for mine!
Yeah. I was doing some, what's it called? I was doing some research for, like, somebody's natal chart, and I looked, and the first page that popped up on Google was Cosmopolitan. For, like, a fucking aspect. Not, like, a sun sign, not, like, a Mars sign, like, an aspect. And I was like, okay, like, again, I'm cool with it. Like, the more people that know, the better, I guess, for the community. But, yeah, it's just, yeah.
It's performative.
It's performative. People take it really lighthearted. It's a meme. It's not, like, what it is. And, like, I think because, like, the Pluto and Sagittarius generation are really into it, and I love that for them. Like, I think that's so fucking dope that they're into, like, you know, exploring that side of themselves. But, yeah, I think... You know, put some respect on my name. You know what I'm saying? Put some respect on the freaking community where it's like, yeah.
And good intention.
Yeah, you can't force like your third eye open or whatever, because it's like, you know, you might be like, I really want to see spirits, and it's like, if you're not energetically ready to do that, like, you might end up, it's not a game, like, that's what it is, it's just, like, it's not a game, like your leader girl said, like, she might have been into dark stuff or whatever, I don't know, but it's like, just making sure you know that life's a duality, like, there isn't good without the bad, like, it isn't just, like, this is what it is, and it's fun, and it's for jokes, like, it's cool if you want to do just lighthearted stuff, if you're just interested or you want to know. I think, you know, it's not an all spiritual leaders club, like, everyone can be in it. It's just like, yeah, make sure you do your research, know what you're doing, like, know what you're getting yourself into, make sure you're vibing on that right level to be doing that work.
Don't touch a Ouija board.
Please don't touch a Ouija board, like, don't get tricked by negative entities, like, this is just, like, left fucking field here, but it's like, that kind of happened with me, whereas I was really into, like, spirituality and getting into everything, but I was in a really negative space in life, and it's like I kind of opened myself up to, like, a lot of just negative entities and stuff like that, and then I was like, oh, like, true.
Yeah, that's how it was for me, but it was because I was young and, like, a little beaming light, like, little naive beaming light.
Yeah.
And so
it's like, those motherfuckers will trick your ass. Like, they're not gonna be like, hi, I'm a demon, like, I'm gonna ruin you. They're gonna be like, oh, it's cool, like, feel bad for us, like, we're your friends, or, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, you'll feel empathetic for lower energy beings, and then be like, oh, I can help them, I can guide them back to the light, or whatever, and then it's like,
that's like people too, be careful. So how do you deal with, like, being an empath and dealing with every fucking thing?
It's definitely challenging. Like, I was telling you yesterday, I had a kind of a bad experience because I was having a really sensitive day, and it's like, you know, you gotta learn to figure out what's yours and what somebody else's, and what's just the energy that's going on that day. So sometimes it's like, I could be feeling really good, but, like, something around me is not feeling good, or somebody around me isn't feeling good, and it's like, I have to kind of separate myself from that and be like, that's not mine, and, like, I need to, like, either sit with it and meditate on it, but also, like, what I ran into yesterday was, like, I was really sensitive and empathetic, and I didn't think about putting, like, personal boundaries around myself, or just consciously being like, okay, I'm not, you know,
I'm taking your shit.
Yeah, I'm not taking your shit, I'm not absorbing things, and it sounds, like, absolutely fucking crazy, but just being, like, you know, thinking about putting personal boundaries around you, thinking about having protection around you, thinking about, like, not absorbing stuff, like, consciously putting it out there that you're not going to absorb other people's energies, like, that helps a lot. But then it's like, when you don't do that, like what happened to me yesterday, it's like I ended up just absorbing, like, negative energy, and then it's like I have to do Reiki, or I have to fucking
all the things,
shower, cleanse myself,
showering,
and do a whole routine just to, like, get myself back in my own energy. So it's, again, why I'm like, be cautious of, like, what you're really opening yourself up to, because it's not, like, all lighthearted rainbows. And yeah, it's exhausting being empathetic and feeling other people and feeling like this need to help everyone, and learning where to put boundaries and being like, okay, like, that's your problem, not my problem, like, not the whole world's problems aren't my problems. And, like, that being an activist, that doing all of those things was a lot of me taking on the responsibility of, like, the whole fucking world, like, because I have to, because it's my fucking path, like, and no, it's not your path, like, it's your path to help people that are willing to be helped, but there's no point in throwing rocks at a fucking brick wall. Like, if someone doesn't want to be helped, they don't want to be helped, they're not going to be helped no matter what you do. What about you?
Being an empath has, like, ruined my life. No, but it's actually the thing I struggle with the most, because it's not even, like, going, like, oh, this is someone else's energy. Like, I get fucking attacked. Like, especially if I go, like, my mom and I, we do a lot of spiritual stuff, and we go to different workshops and everything, but there was, like, for example, this happened to me multiple times, where there was one lady who literally walked past me, and I could just see her, like, past life of being burned as a witch, and I felt my body, like, I bawled, screamed, was in the fetal position, and this has happened so many times, like, that is my kind of go-to. My go-to is literally, like, dying, and I've walked past people and just kind of fallen apart, but she just had, like, she was a good person, but her past life, for some reason, just, like, attacked me, and I was just on the ground, and I was like, I'm being burned as steak, as a witch right now.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and so my level of, like, empathicness is just on this whole psychic attack level, and that's how it affects me the most. So, like, my gifts are great, But honestly, it's almost more my deterrence of spirituality that are stronger. So I get attacked by everything. I get channeled through a lot. My body basically gets possessed. I'm gonna probably cut all this out, but you know, I'm just going.
Possessed. Like, no, I get it. You're channeling.
And I become like this, and I'm like, this, like, their voice will like come through as mine. It's fucking weird as shit. Yeah. But it's happened to me so many times.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I think it's just I'm like this innocent.
Boundaries.
I have no boundaries. I have no grounding, and so spirit's just like, hey, this person. Yeah. And I like literally was on the floor and I was like, John wants to tell you that he's really glad you two are becoming friends, and every time you burn the candles he feels so much more close to you. And this is someone who has like no idea I had these gifts at all. And I'm on their floor and she's crying. They're holding me, but I've fainted multiple times.
What?
Yeah, like I get energy attacked. It's so bad, and it's something like I'm still working on, but like I even went to at Happy Soul. Shiraz, his name is. He does workshops there, and we were doing like, he kind of like energetically cuts cords, and so we were talking about like abandonment, and I was like, fine. I'm like, someone's talking about money, someone's talking about this, like things that are triggering to you, and it was so fucking crazy. He goes, okay, and so you know, abandonment's a lot. So anyone who feels abandonment, the cord's been cut. Then he said, fear of abandoning others. My body, like I fainted off the chair, again was crying in the middle of like fucking Happy Soul in front of 20 people, screaming, crying. It's not even like, oh, it's like, like my body's being attacked. I feel like I'm dying. And it's happened so many fucking times. And so I'm like, I know I have really spiritual gifts because this shit happens to me.
Yeah, that's intense as fuck.
It's really intense. Like, that's what I mean. Like, being an empath is literally, that's why I'm like, it ruins my life. Because it's everyone else's energy. And that's why people are like, I'm empathetic to people. And like, yeah, that's great. But being an empath is like, you feel it. Like, it's disgusting. That's why, like, I can't go on the subway for too long. I can't be out in public too long because I'm just like, whose is this? Whose is this? When I'm home with my mom, I'm like, Deborah, what are you not telling me? Deal with your shit because I have a headache.
I have that with my mom really bad. Oh. It's like, I can see all her shit and it's like, she hates it. Like, she hates it. I'm like, can you not lie to me right now?
Can you like, deal with your shit so I don't have to? Like, that's how I'm feeling right now. Like,
learning more about like crystals and working with that, like that's really helped me. But
yeah, you really resonate with crystals.
Yeah, like it's something that like, again, it was always just like, this is a collection. It wasn't like, this is what I'm working through. But like now, like even since I've just been back, like I've been working a lot more with crystals and understanding like meditating with crystals or doing an intention. So it's like, if you're really ungrounded, using like tourmalines or obsidians if you have to, or freaking like, yeah, anything that resonates with you that's going to ground you back up. It's like, that's super important, especially in those times where you're, you know, you feel like you're being like abused by your like own gifts. It's like, you have to like,
that's literally how I feel.
You kind of have to like click in with yourself and utilize like the things you have at your disposal so that you're not like flying all over the place. Because like some people, they're like, I love amethyst, like it's great, or like yeah, it is great, but it's opening your third eye. Like if you're not ready, like to, like again, everyone takes things kind of lighthearted, and I think if you're not like awakened to it or whatever, it's like you don't have any kind of effect. But yeah, like somebody like yourself that maybe doesn't know, like if someone didn't know and had your sensitivity and then is using amethyst and they're opening their third eye.
Like, fuck.
Yeah, like
that's too much. Yeah,
you're too much. Like there's certain things, the crystals I don't like now. Like, not that I don't like them, but it's like I can't work with them. I can't work with clear quartz. Like it's too strong. It's way, I feel it really hardcore when it's around me, and it's like, it's just something that I don't work with anymore. So it's like, but finding what works for you that's going to get you back into that grounded space. That's another thing I always say. It's like, when you're getting into the stuff, it's like, you got to be really sure that like you're in a good space and you're in a really clear place, because it's like jealousy and envy and those kinds of things, they'll make you kind of do stupid shit, and then the karma off that is going to just come back and bite you, and that's so hard. And it's like, I've seen it happen time and time again to people. So it's good that you're like this light beacon for you. It's more just putting up personal boundaries and being like, okay, we're not gonna do this today, thank you. Find someone else to bother. Yeah, and just saying no, like if it's happening to you, like saying no, and like, you know, because it's like, you might feel like it's your obligation to do that work, and it could be, but like on your own terms. It's not your obligation to do that if it's being forced upon you.
Oh, exactly. That's how I feel. Like, I'm like, I didn't choose this right now. And I'm like, and it fucks with my body. Like, when I have like a psychic attack, it's literally like I need 3 days in bed because I'm drained. Like, I just had fucking channeled shit, and I'm like, I can't do anything right now. Like, I'm so dead after it. Oh my god.
Yeah, and like that's kind of what happened to me yesterday, where it's like I had to take a long shower, and then I had to get my mom to do Reiki on me, my aunt to do Reiki on me, and it's like just to try to get me back into a place this morning where it's like I'm not getting this pounding crazy headache, and it's like, man, like it's just not, it's not like what everybody thinks it is. Like I said, it's a gift, and it can be a curse if you don't have like a support system, or you don't know like
I agree with
where
that.
to go, or like how to deal with it, and even just having like a space where you can talk to other people about this stuff, and it's not like, oh my god, cool, like these girls are batshit crazy, like like it's fine, they're just like need to go to the loony bin. Like
how this will be received. But do you have any advice for people who like want to get more into like tuning in, tapping, and getting more connected? Because there's a lot of people like just kind of starting out with all this stuff, but
yeah, I think like the number one thing is just to start tapping into yourself, like spending time by yourself and your own thoughts, and you meditating if you can, or that's part of your practice, even if you're just like cleaning and like meditating through that.
Doing the dishes. Yeah. I do my best thinking and meditating when I do the dishes.
Yeah.
I rarely in my house do I have music on. Like, I put it on for ambiance, like, sometimes, but it's always, like, not really lyrical. It's really chill, and I don't listen to music when I clean my kitchen. Any type of, like, cleaning or doing the dishes is my meditation, and my mind just comes up with whatever it needs to come up with, and I just work through shit. And I swear to God, that's my best meditation.
Yeah, so like that's where I would start, and then it's like finding what resonates with you. So whether that be like crystals, whether that be tarot, whether that be astrology, because it's like all of those things are going to open you up to new possibilities, especially if you're doing it like for the right reasons, which would obviously be helping others.
If not, like, don't go on The Bachelor, because it's all about the right reasons.
Yeah, don't go on The Bachelor. That's how you start your spiritual path. Like, if you're already on The Bachelor.
I'm going on The Bachelor.
We're just not doing it. Would you go on The Bachelor?
Everyone tells me I have to, and like
I think you should. That'd be
know,
hilarious.
everyone says Yep, so I was like, maybe
I think you should go on. That'd be so funny. I would love that. That'd be hilarious, like, just talking to them. Like, if you just, like, feel like you need to get out of the situation, just, like, start
I can
just
see your aura.
Your aura is telling you that, like, we're meant to be together. But,
Oh
like,
my god, that'd be good, actually. You could really go clingy with it. Oh my god, that's
I'm
actually
supposed to try
I
to
used to
scare
read my
them
auras, or my teacher's auras when I was little, and it would be great, because I'd be like, oh, don't fuck with her today. Don't do this. That was really handy. That was really handy.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It depends for me. It's like, I don't feel like I have, like, these are my set of gifts, and then this is what I do. It's like, things happen sometimes. Like, yesterday I did a reading where it was like, do you do dream interpretation readings? I'm like, I could. Like, we could try it out. Like, yeah, we could just try it out, see what happens. And, like, that worked, and I can channel things, and it's like, I can channel a lot of visual things, but it's like, it's rare that I can, like, fully see, like, auras. I see a lot of like orbs right now, like not spirits where it's like apparitions, but I see a lot of orbs. Like I see a lot of like kind of like small or fairy looking things, or it's like I can see if there's a negative entity in the room. Like I can see it, like, cause
do you get anything here?
No,
I know there's like no energy
no,
here.
there isn't nothing.
Is that not so weird? But
no,
I love
good.
it.
It's really good. It's important. Like
There's
I don't
nothing
want
good,
anything in
nothing
my
bad.
space.
There's nothing. Like I'm like, there's like just nothing. It's
Yeah.
great. I love it. Great. So, camera died, or well, not whatever. We're back. The makeup's done. The faces are beat. Are you excited? Mella's excited.
Mella's here.
And we're just gonna close out this video. So
yeah, I just want to let you guys know, if you did want to do like get more into spirituality or tarot or astrology or anything, you can hop onto my channel. So we have one below where I'll be doing Megan's astrology. And if you guys would like a natal chart or a tarot reading or anything, once again, you can follow the links down below, and we can book that, and we can give you advice and stuff like that.
Yay! Other than that, if you guys want to see any more like spiritual videos, like I definitely want to integrate more spiritual stuff into makeup and just the channel, and just, you know, get more personal, get more deep, and all that good stuff. But if you want to see that, then please make sure you sub the comment box below. Check out all of Vicky's channels, and links as well will be below as well. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us today, and we will see you in our next video.
Bye.
Bye.